You need to teach that to me. I need
Yeah.
to get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get that. Okay. So bottom line is, I'm just going to start from the beginning with you. Okay. Let me give you a little background on myself. I'm a retired kitchen and bathroom designer. I had a showroom in Dallas for over 20 years, and I sold it about 10 years ago and built my retirement home down in Glen Rose. And during the course of building that home, a lot of things happened. We went way over budget. The bottom fell out. My IRA went away. And when I got the house to the point where I could turn it over to my wife to finish it, I told her, I said, I've got to get a job. And she said, why? I said, well, because I couldn't work for you 7 days a week anymore. And so, and everybody loves that.
Yeah.
Okay. And get a laugh out. But it's the truth. That's what I told her. So she said, what are you going to do? I said, I don't have any idea. But I had put solar thermal on my ranch. And it was really kind of funny the way it came about, because I told my wife that I was going to put solar panels on our new house. And she said, on whose house? I said, our house. She says, this is my house, and we're not putting anything on the roof. She said, we just built this place.
Okay.
So I thought about it for a couple of days, and this is a true story. This is how I got in business. I thought about it for a couple of days, and so I breakfast one morning. I said, hon, I said, you know, when we were building everything, and I was building the barn, don't I remember, didn't you tell me the barn was mine? I could do whatever I want to with it. She said, yeah. I said, well, good. I'm putting solar on the barn.
Okay.
Now, I happen to use an awful lot of hot water in the barn, okay, because I clean equipment, I clean cattle, I clean horses, all kinds of things in there. So I use a lot of hot water. And I put my 2 solar panels up on the roof and converted it to solar thermal in the barn. And my bill in the barn dropped by over 80% because it was my biggest expense in the barn.
Okay.
If you're in the barn, you got the lights off. If you're not, on. If you're not, they're off unless it's during the daytime, and then they're off all the time. So the biggest draw on my electric bill was my electric hot water heater. And I'd had months that my bill was $200 to $300 on the barn. We've got separate meters on things. So I put it on the barn, and then it worked real good. She was happy with it. I told her, I said, we've got 2 cabins. I said, I'm going to put it on one of the cabins because on one of them I have gas. And I put it on one of the cabins. We dropped the electric bill over 50%, okay, on the cabin, because the hot water was a big expense there as well. When people come out and stay, it's kind of like our guest house. And then about a month and a half later after that, we were sitting going over the bills at the table, having supper or something, and she opened up the bill, and the bill was $732 for the house.
Okay.
She said $732.
It kind of just jumped up all of a sudden?
That just kind of came up, and she said, and I'm just sitting there, not saying anything, she says, where exactly would we put the panels? And that's the beginning of how I got in the solar business right there. I put it. We have 2 80-gallon electric hot water tanks in the house, and I replaced them with 2 80-gallon drain-back solar tanks and put 2 panels on the roof, and we dropped our electric bill in the house almost 60%.
Man,
but you have to understand something, okay? That isn't normal. 2 people living in a house don't have
that kind of.
We've got 9 grandkids.
Okay.
We've got family. We've got friends. When they come, they bathe. They're in the dirt. They're playing and everything. So we have a high bill out there. Plus, we're on a co-op.
Okay.
So that's how I got in the solar business. I sat up in bed one night, and my wife says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I know what I'm going to do." She's, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm going in the renewable energy business. I'm going in the solar business." She told me to shut up and go back to sleep, and I did. Okay, but the next morning, that's when my journey began, and I started doing all the research and everything, and went through special training with Encore, and that's how I got in the. That's how.
And you've been doing it for how long? How many years you've been doing it?
I've been doing it for this is my 3rd year. I've been doing it for 3.5 years now. Okay. So no, 2.5 years. I've full 2 years and then half of this year, and in that period of time, we've installed probably right around 300 installs. But what I'm here to talk to you guys about is the fact that the bottom line is that we have a very serious energy crisis in the United States. Now, I'm not going to give you a long sales presentation.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a book here that's got all kinds of things in it, Mr. Jones, that I could go over, but it's things that you've already read, like federal rules targets the coal plants. EPA shuts down 3 plants. We were getting 5 new coal-burning electric producing plants, and the legislature ruled it down. Perry wanted to get it.
You
Yes.
pull up your Yahoo account.
My Yahoo.
I'm sorry.
How you doing, sir?
My Yahoo
See.
account.
Yeah, whenever I sent that response to Bob about canceling that order crediting my account,
Oh, yeah.
I did that out of your